It is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, gentlemen. Ready, set, go.
All right, all right. It's the new year. It's a new month, new season. Welcome to another edition of Fathers and Finance. I am one of your hosts, Trevor Evans, along with the mighty Isaac Crumley. What's happening, Isaac?
What's up, brother? What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. My man, Black Tie Graves, Patrick Graves. What's going on, my friend?
What's going on, Trevor? Appreciate you.
All right, and Swaggerlicious Mr. Hunt. Swaggerlicious Mr. Hunt. What's up, Marcus?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, my friend. Doing well, man. Just I'm happy. I'm happy to be back this week. I was had a little car problem last week. I had to take care of that. So I'm sorry I missed last week's show, but I'm sure it was a very well put together show. I'm happy to be back, and tonight's subject is going to be a little bit different than most because Isaac and I had a talk in our production meeting, and we want to turn this thing into a platform, into a brand, and something that people can look forward to and learn from every weekend or every week rather. And we're talking today about how can we energize the people to come together, because Isaac has a wonderful outlet for our culture and our people, and that's unity, and growth and empowerment. And I'm all about that. So tonight we're going to discuss that in a little bit of detail, because I want to start to create a following that people can trust and look forward to. And I do believe that we have the wherewithal to do that, and to use our platform to do that and to get it going. So I definitely want us to be as candid as we can this evening, and just keep it real with the people and let them know why we're doing it and what we want to accomplish from this. So this next hour is going to be pretty real, and I think it needs to be that way, because we're facing a time where people are hurting financially, and a lot of that fault, hate to say it, is not it's theirs, but not 100% theirs. And so we're going to talk about how we can shift that paradigm. And if you don't know what the paradigm is, we'll definitely talk about that, because we want to bring in realistic goals, okay, that people can follow and use them to unify ourselves as a community, as a Black community, and get ourselves where we should be, and that's up at the top and lead of the pack. So you guys ready for that?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
So why don't you start us off there, Mr. Crumley?
So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we address today, I've always tried to, I'm a political guy, but I always try to avoid certain political things, but I want to take a lesson from what we just witnessed. Not to get into an individual specific policy, but if we look at what Black folk did in the state of Georgia over the from November and then last week on Tuesday, we had one unified goal. We wanted to flip the Senate so that Mitch McConnell was not in it. And whatever the reason was, for whatever reason we came out to vote, Black people came out and voted in droves, and we actually had a significant impact on what happened in that election. Now, I'm a firm believer in voting. I absolutely vote, but I'm also a firm believer in Black people not being able to change our condition through voting. Voting has to be done with us. You're never gonna, changing the condition has to be done with us. You're never, ever gonna get a majority group of people who are on top to put you on top and place themselves on the bottom. You have to place yourself on the top. So I want us, as Trevor said, I want us to set realistic goals financially for us, but I also want us to unify in order to make these goals. We've got this mindset of, I'm gonna do this myself. I'm gonna get out here and grind myself. I'm gonna get out here and do this myself. Why the hell would you do that? You got a brother right next to you in the same exact condition that you were in. Both of y'all are trying to get to the same place. Where did this individualistic mindset come from? It didn't come from us. It didn't come from our ancestors. Hell, I remember walking, I could go in my neighborhood, this may be the last time in the 70s that this might have happened, but I could walk down the street in my neighborhood and get in trouble and get a spanking all the way home from every neighbor that I had because they collectively saw me as a son. But we're no longer doing that collectively. We're all individualistic. So one of the things that I think that we can do going forward is if you are looking for a business, and I know we talk about IULs a lot, and this will be the only time that I'll mention it here, but I want to use this as an avenue. One of the things that I know that we do sometimes, you may have a job, you may be fresh out of college, so you got a little money, but you don't have a lot. And you and your friends have an idealistic goal of a business that you want to start. Well, if you can only save 200 and your friend can only save 200, with no compound interest, that's not going anywhere. But one idea is if both of you pool yourselves together and set up an IUL on one partner, everybody sits up and contributes that IUL to that IUL. And then let's say in 4 or 5 years, you've got the amount of money that you need to get this business started. You can take that money out tax-free. And if somebody were to pass away, that the other person can start that business. Now, I want to deal, y'all excuse my French. I want to deal with the niggers in the room and the mindset, not the Black people, the mindset of a nigger, not the mindset of a Black man. A Black man heard what I just said and was like, that's a realistic idea. That's something that I like to do. The nigger goes, I don't want to share my money with my people. I don't want to pool my resources with my brother. I don't trust that brother to do the right thing by me. We got to get rid of that mindset. Please forgive me for speaking frankly today, but this is where my heart is today and where it's been for a long time. We got to get rid of that dude. That dude is not going to help us. That dude looks at us and goes, they've been watching this conversation between all 4 of us, Trevor, and they go, well, those 4 Black guys, they're all articulate. They know what's going on for them. Trevor looks smooth every day. Patrick looks smooth. Marcus looks smooth. I don't trust them because anytime a Black man is talking about something and he's trying to uplift us, I don't trust that. Let me tell you something. Black folk didn't lock you up and put you over here for 400 years. Black folk didn't keep you from education. Black folk didn't redline you, banking you and all that type of stuff when you were trying to get banks. So if you're worried about somebody taking your money, it shouldn't be your people. We've got to change. When you said paradigm shift, it's a mental thing that we have to do, Trevor. We have to tackle being mentally ready to work with one another. I could preach on this all day, I'm gonna shut up, but that's where I wanna come from. I want our mindset to be changed where we're not afraid to work with one another. My wife owns a juice bar. She got customers that drive 60 miles to come get juice. I drive 40 miles to a Black dry cleaners. I got a ton of I got a bunch of Asian dry cleaners right around me. I could walk out the door, as a matter of fact, and walk and get my daily exercise and go to an Asian dry cleaner. I drive 40 miles. But when you got somebody that's dealing with your money, that's a financial professional, you're scared they're gonna take it. So that's the mindset I want us to change.
Isaac, I'm glad you set it up because I'm sure there are people that are watching on Facebook and people that are on the Zoom call now that have seen me speak before. And if you have, please chime up, chat or whatever. You guys know that when I speak, I bring it. I don't hold nothing back on my events, nothing back, because there's no need to, okay? And when Patrick said, or not Patrick, when Isaac says paradigm shift, okay, what exactly is a paradigm, okay? Let me break it down to you as far as what a paradigm is, okay? A paradigm is how everyone processes information, okay? Think of your paradigm as a filter, all right? Now, who gave you your very, very first filter, okay? It was your mama and your daddy. okay? And they pass on to you the same paradigm, the same filter that was passed on from their parents, okay? And from their friends. So if everyone has the same filter, okay? If everyone processes information the same, okay? Then everyone will get the same result no matter what the information is, right? Okay, so let's break it down some more, all right? Now, I may have said this before, but I'll say it again. How many of you guys know what the very first computer was? Okay, right? The very first computer was called the Tandy 1000. All right, the Tandy 1000. Okay, and Marcus, there's a store that ain't around no more that's called Radio Shack. Okay, Radio Shack sold the Tandy 1000. Now, the operating system of the Tandy 1000, the brains, how it thought, okay, it was called Basic MS-DOS, okay? That was the brains of the Tandy 1000. So if I gave Marcus a brand new Tandy 1000 right now, okay, it can only understand what? Basic shit, right? Okay, so if I input into that Tandy 1000 Windows 10 information, iOS information, can that Tandy 1000 process it? No. What would it need? The Tandy 1000 would either need an upgrade in what? In hardware, or a downgrade in what? In the software, the information that's being put into it. Okay, so myself, Isaac, Marcus, Patrick, okay? We don't speak basic shit, okay? We speak Windows 10, iOS. So when we speak, those people that can't understand or can't process our language, that means they're down here. Their paradigm isn't shifted enough to understand the language or to process what we're saying. I'll give you an example, okay? If you think that a credit card is bad, if you think paying high rate on your credit card is bad, then all you know is basic shit, okay? Because a credit card is the best thing in the world when it comes to free money and cheap money. If you know what I know about credit cards and rate, then guess what you will do? You will buy everything with a credit card. As a matter of fact, not only will you buy everything with it, you will call. If I taught you what I knew about my credit card, I can promise you, you will jump off this call. You will call up Visa, MasterCard, whomever, and you will demand that they up your rate to 24%. Now, if that went over your head, okay, what am I speaking right now? Windows, right? iOS, right? Okay.
Windows 10.
Exactly. If you can't process that, you on some basic shit. Okay, up your paradigm. Okay, because let me tell you, how is a rate on a credit card calculated? Okay, it's called simple interest. All right, what does that mean? If your rate on a credit card is 15%, okay, that most of y'all are scared of to death. I have over 60 credit cards, and not a one is under 24%. Not a one, because there is no value to having a credit card under 24%. Why? Because most people cannot process, okay, how a credit card works, right? Because their paradigm isn't up to par. So if your card is 15%, what does that mean? Okay, credit cards are calculated off of a simple interest factor, which means this: you must take the 15% and divide it by 12. Okay, whatever that answer is, that is the rate that you're paying per month on the balance of your card. Okay, now if that formula is true, which it is true, okay, that means this: how many of you out there in Facebook world on the Zoom call have a credit card that the rate is under 11%? What does that mean? It means this. If your rate on the credit card is 11%, if you took that 11% and divided it by 12, the answer is what? 0.0 something, right? So what is it costing you to use that credit card? Nothing, nothing, okay? That means that you're walking around the whole entire country, wherever you're at. If your rate is under 20, it's under 11%, you are walking around with free money and don't even know it. Why? Because no one has shifted your paradigm yet, okay? What is a paradigm? It's a filter, okay? And most people have the basic filter that their parents gave them, okay, that their friends' parents gave their friends. So everyone has the same filter. So everyone processes information the same, okay? It's called the results model, all right? Everything that we do creates a result. What creates our result? Our behavior, okay? Our behavior is what creates our result. Now, what creates our behavior? People will always say, it's your mindset. Change your mindset. Change. Bullshit, okay? There are people that have changed their mindset towards money, finances, girls, whatever, okay? However, their result doesn't change. Why? Because your mindset does not process information, okay? All your mindset does is it says, are you a positive guy or a negative guy? What's your character? That's what your mindset does, okay? Right? So if you have a different mindset, it doesn't mean that you'll behave differently. So that's why people read all these damn books, okay, and learn shit, but never do shit that mirrors their result. Why? Because their paradigm wasn't shifted. Okay? And about changing your mindset. Okay? If you're on this call right now, you have the right mindset. You have the correct mindset. Okay? But I promise you, your results don't match it. Why? Because your paradigm don't match it. Okay? So your paradigm is what processes information. Okay? So how you change your paradigm? Very, very simple. Learn the damn rules. Learn the rules about money. Learn the rules about insurance. Learn the rules about finance. Learn the damn rules. Stop trying to do shit and learn shit. Learn the rules. It begins there. Learn the rules. Okay? Why are rules in place? Here's why. Rules do not change. They are the same today as they are tomorrow. So if you want to do something, okay, if you want to invest in real estate, you want to invest in Forex, you want to invest in whatever, what the first thing you should do? Not how should I do it, okay, but learn what? The rules about it. Because the rules don't change. The rules do not change. And once you learn the rules, no one can insult your intelligence anymore. So you have to learn the rues. And
I want all the people to know that his passion is not fussing. We've had this conversation, and that passion that all of us are feeling is because we desperately want for our people what we want for ourselves. And so I don't want anybody who's new on the call.
Let me tell you something. Hold on, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Here's how important the rules are, okay? If you learn the rules about mortgages, I promise you, all of you that own a home right now would not own one. You wanna know why? Because you are overpaying by 70% by owning a mortgage. Why? Because you don't know the damn rules, okay? A mortgage, right? How is that calculated? Okay, if you have a mortgage and you cannot tell me how your rate is calculated, then what does that tell me? You shouldn't have a damn mortgage. Because that is the #1 way the banks rob you. Because most people, they fail to learn rules about something, okay? And then they get taught something that's not even relevant, okay? So let's keep this point going. Most people brag about their mortgages. I got a 2% rate. I got a 4% rate. Oh, my credit score is good. Screw that, okay? Now, a mortgage rate, how is that calculated? On a compound basis, okay? Which means this, if your rate is 4.25, what must you do with that 4.25? You must multiply that 4.25 by 12, by 12. So, Tanisha, can you please take 4.25 and multiply it by 12?
51, sir.
That means that you are paying 51% a year in interest, and you didn't even know it. Now, times that by 30.
1,530, sir.
That means you're paying 1,530% total in interest. But all your ass saw was what? 4.25. Because you failed to learn the damn what? Rules. So by that concept alone, there is nothing for you to do but overpay in your mortgage by 70%. 70%. Okay? And let me tell you something. I charge people $5,000 to teach them, okay, how to save that 70% and to never pay another mortgage payment in their life. Because most of you don't know this as well, okay? If you have a mortgage, did you know that by law, the bank cannot make you pay the mortgage? Did y'all know that shit?
Say that again, brother.
It's in your contract. It's in your mortgage by law. If you have a mortgage, I don't care what, if you're in Georgia, Florida, in any 50 state, if you have a mortgage, okay, in your contract, the bank tells you by law, we cannot charge you interest, but because you don't know shit, we're gonna charge you anyway. It's in your contract. So all of you that got mortgages, okay, you are not only overpaying by 70%, okay, but you're also paying a rate, paying interest that by law, you ain't gotta pay. And I charge folks $5,000. And in an hour, I teach them, okay, how to get that money back and to never pay it again legally. That is the power of shifting your paradigm. That is the power of learning rules. And if anyone on this call has been to my classes, they can vouch for me. I teach my classes.
Now think about that and the fact that we're offering free financial education at WSB.
Yep.
Free.
At WSB, this man is offering $5,000 and people are willing to pay it. No shortage of customers, no shortage of people because they want to know how to get these paradigms. But we are getting it here at WSB for absolute free.
What's up, Sean?
I don't know if Marcus and Patrick, I mean, I don't know what you guys were doing beforehand, but I know before we started getting this financial education, man, I don't know. I like to, you know, I don't want me and Trevor here just to dominate this conversation. I certainly want other people to kick in. So how did the WSB organization, brothers, help you change your paradigm?
I'll go ahead and start. So when I first came to the organization, I was financially illiterate, but I had the wisdom to know that. I said, there's something that I am missing besides going to work, paying my bills, watching what my parents doing. Is something that I didn't learn in school. I needed to find out. If Trevor found me on the street, say if I was 23, I had a house in California when I was 23, right? So I was paying for that. Didn't know nothing. Just knew I had the money to pay for it. And then, I mean, I rented it out, but I didn't know what I'm thinking. It's just like an apartment. So I didn't know anything as far as financial literacy goes, and I knew what I needed. And I thank God every day, because when I came here, I got everything in one place. I don't got to run around looking for how do I do this? How do I do that? Somebody knows how to do it.
Great point,
If I
Patrick.
have access
Great
to
point.
that, if I have access to that, I learned this a long time ago. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. All you have to have is the connections to the people who have the understanding, and understand that you don't know something, and being humble enough to ask to get the information. And then you become the smartest person.
That's right. That's right. And brother, see, and that's what I like, man. The fact that Trevor just gave some golden nuggets right there. I didn't know that was in the contract. I heard him talk on the credit cards before, but I had no idea that was in the contract. Why wouldn't we take this information from one of our brothers? See, that's the mindset that I was addressing earlier. You know, we don't want to hear it unless it comes on a certain plate.
Mhm.
You know, there's this parable, man, that I heard a long time ago. Not a parable, a joke. Y'all have probably heard it. It's about the man that was in the flood, praying to God for help. Y'all heard that?
Yep.
And God sent him a boat, sent him several boats, sent him a helicopter. And every time the help came to him, he was like, no, I'm looking for something else. God is going to provide it for me. God is going to provide it for me. Ultimately, God sent him a helicopter. A helicopter came over and was like, listen, you know, the flood's going to take you. And he's like, no, God will provide. Finally, he dies and goes to heaven. And he was like, God, I was waiting on you to provide for me. Why didn't you help me? I sat there and kept telling him God will provide. God said, man, I sent you 3 boats and a helicopter. What else did you need?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when help comes, Trevor just laid some nuggets out. Now you were sitting there going, man, I need some help on my mortgage. And Trevor laid some nuggets out, and you go, well, he's black from Florida. People from Florida got that Florida bass music. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't want to hear nothing that Trevor got to say. You just discounted your blessing. How are you going to unify? And that's the mindset that I want to address, that we have got to be willing to fight through.
Right.
We have got to fight through that. And I'm sorry, Marcus, I cut into your time, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely did, my brother, but it's all good. It's all good. You know, with WFG and WSB though, before joining, I was beyond financially illiterate. Like, I was exposed to one thing: how to make money, hustling. That's it. You know what I mean? I knew how to make money. I knew how to spend money. But I was exposed to a whole different dynamic of finances and knowing the ins and out of money, period, and how to create that financial success for yourself. And in all around your life. Like, it's just like Pat said, it's like, it's not just one thing that you're exposed to. You know what I mean? It's all in one. It's like a Walmart or one of them kind of stores like that. You one-stop shop. You can get everything in there. That's
Right.
how this campus is. It's like everything. You
That's
know
what
I mean?
the free workshops do.
Everything.
Exactly.
The free workshops help you guys. Now, understand this: your paradigm ain't gonna be shifted overnight. It's a process, okay? But that's what our workshops do: provide you an opportunity to jump on and learn some stuff about something, and
Right.
and slowly build that process. That process, you know. And Tanisha, based on what I just said to you, okay, all right. If a bank came to you now, ma'am, and offered you a loan at 100 grand at 4%, okay, and Visa offered you a card at 100 grand at 12%, which one would you choose?
Visa.
Visa, okay. Why? Because the money is what? Cheaper.
Cheap.
Okay. Because you know this, guys, a bank will never charge you interest. Simply. A bank will pay you interest simply, but will charge you interest compoundedly. Okay. And they entice you with that small rate. Oh, 2%, 3%. Okay. Unbeknownst to you, you're paying that 12 times a year. Whereas the credit card, okay, at 12% at simple interest, they divided that over 12. So you're paying half the rate, okay, or more with a credit card. That is the result of having a paradigm shift, because now it wasn't the information that made Tanisha change her behavior, okay? It was the rules that she learned, okay, that allowed her to now change her behavior. And that's what we here at WSB teach you, okay? The rules to money, right? Because the more you know about how money works, okay, the more you can know what to do with it. Because the problem in America is not how much people learn or know or don't know, okay? People know a lot. You know enough, right? All of you out there know enough to change your life, okay? The problem is you don't know how and when to properly use what you know, okay? Most of you know about compound interest. Most of you know about simple interest, but what you don't know is how to properly what? Use it, okay? You don't know, you don't buy a credit card or buy a TV with a credit card. No, you buy an investment with that damn thing, okay? You don't borrow from the bank long term. You borrow from the bank short term. Why? Because it costs you more money. Okay, so the change in your paradigm helps you behave in life and what to do. Okay, because we all know a lot. Okay, one thing we gotta stop doing is learning how to do stuff. Okay, and start learning why to do stuff. Right, and when you start to learn why to do stuff, it only leads you one place, to the rules. Okay, right? All the rules are, I mean, the reason why, 1 + 1 = 2, okay? 1 is a character, okay? 1 is a statute, okay? It never changes, right? That's why the wealthy, they either invest, okay, in things where they learn the rules, right? If you don't learn the rules, you won't know what to do. And what makes the IUL, the Royal Flush, the best vehicle for your money is because of the rules behind it.
Trevor, I was on a call. I was doing a team presentation with Delitha earlier this morning, and she mentioned exactly that. We were talking with the light just went on for our client, and again, it's a paradigm shift of thinking. She was asking these questions, and Delitha basically said, it's the rules that are set up. It's like the politicians created these rules to protect themselves. We were talking about investing in an IRA and the limits that are on investing in an IRA. Well, if you're rich and you want to invest more than $6,000 or so, what kind of instrument do you need to be in?
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be in an IRA if you got more. Some people want to invest $6,000 a week, let alone $6,000 over a year or so. So when that clicked for her, she was like, boom, the rules. Those are the rules that people set aside for themselves. They hide it literally in plain sight.
And do you know, oh my God, and do you know they just changed the rules recently on how much you can earn in your whole life now? They lowered it. They lowered it. Okay. So what does that mean? That means if you was getting 4, you're not gonna get 2 or 3. All right. That now makes the IUL even more popular. Why? Because the IUL pays you compoundedly.
Compound interest.
Compoundedly. Most people. I had a client that told me that she loved her whole life policy because the company that she went with gave her a 0% floor, okay? Which meant that, you know, if something happened to the investment, she can't go below zero, right? Okay. And she goes, that's why she stayed with that company. I said, so you think that company did you a favor by giving you a 0% floor? She's like, yeah. I said, you know what? They're not doing you a favor. I said, here's why they gave you a 0% floor. Because, because of IRC 7720 alpha, okay, which clearly states that all insurance policies cannot and will not either lose money or go negative. Because if they do, that insurance policy is now changed into a investment vehicle.
Teach on that.
So that 0% floor isn't a perk, it's a rule.
It's actually a rule, brother. So, man, brother, you dropping game. So
Yeah.
when I was at FAMU, I learned about this thing called what we were in marketing, and it's talking about taking something basic and making it seem like it's a benefit. So I'm old. I'm older. Me and Trevor are older than a lot of y'all. So there used to be an oil commercial that said this oil has viscosity in it, right? So it's got viscous protection. Do you remember that commercial,
Yes.
Trevor, that I'm talking about?
Yes.
So they would sell this
It
oil.
was Amoco, bro.
Yeah, with viscous protection. So I used to, when I got my car, it was around the time when I was first starting to drive, taking care of my car. I was like, damn, I need me some oil with viscosity. You know what I'm saying? So I would go when I get my oil changed, I'd want an oil with viscosity. Well, viscosity means the state of being thick, sticky, and semi-fluid inconsistency due to internal friction. Basically, it's oil being oil.
Yes.
And I wanted to go get an oil that was being, but that thing was, I needed to go get some oil with viscosity. And I remember when I went to college and they told me about that commercial, I felt like such an idiot. I was like, so you mean I was basically buying oil that was doing what it was supposed to do? My professor was like, yes. So that's the point. The insurance company's like, yeah, we're not gonna go below zero. They're not gonna go below zero because that's the rules.
That's the rules.
That's what they're supposed to do. So that's like I never forget, one of my friends was like, man, bruh, you know, I don't cheat on my wife. I'm like, boy, you ain't supposed to. That's part of the rules. What you cooking? You want something to brag about? I mean, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
So I was like, man, I don't like, bruh, guess what? I don't cheat. Who cares? I mean, that's the rules, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. I guarantee you, your wife is like, that's what your goals were? It was just not to cheat on me? We're supposed to be going much higher than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I appreciate
and Isaac, when you don't know the rules, when you don't know why something is, it is so easy to have your intelligence insulted.
Yeah.
Okay. And people, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you ask me a question, okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. All right. But let me tell you something. It ain't gonna sound good. All right. So because I don't play that, because too many times people allow their intelligence to be insulted just because it's the norm. Okay. Why does that have to be the norm? Okay. Why can't I have a problem educating people, because you know people want the truth, but not everybody can handle the truth. Okay, and we have a big problem in our culture in taking stupidity and turning it into ignorance. Okay, let me tell you something. Everyone in the world is ignorant. I'm ignorant. Okay, ignorant just means you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. Okay. But how many people scream, I want the truth, I want change, I want this, I want that. And then we tell them the truth. Okay. Stupidity is this. Stupidity is being told the truth. And then being shown evidence of that truth, but still believing the lie. Okay, at that point, you've just turned stupidity, okay, or ignorance into what? It's stupidity. We can't say that, right? And a paradigm shift, I'm gonna tell you, it does mean you have to eat crow and say, you know what? I messed up 5 years ago. I messed up 10 years ago. You know, I didn't know that. I didn't know, and don't feel bad about it. Because I didn't know everything at one point, okay? And I still don't know everything. Still don't know everything, okay? But I know enough. I know enough though, okay? I know enough to look good and look young. And let me tell you something. The worst thing this country could have did for me, a Jamaican, okay, is give me money and knowledge. Because boy, I'm a handful.
Application of knowledge, not just
I'm a
knowledge,
handful.
but application of knowledge.
I'm a handful, okay? I'm a handful, right? And the thing about it is, it's not hard to learn, okay? It's a matter of just subduing your ego, finding people that know more than you, that disagree with you, that want to help you. Let me tell you something. If you come to me, I will most likely disagree with 99% of shit that you know. But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, okay? And how many of you people out there have asked yourself, why are all the banks asking for IDs now to deposit money? Okay, why are all the banks removing out of the banks deposit slips? You want to know why? Another rule. When did it come out? It came out November 16th, 2014.
With Obama.
Okay? And here's what that rule says, all right? That rule says, as of that date, there is no more deposits made worldwide at a bank. That means this, as of that date, when you give the bank your money, it now becomes whose money?
Bank's money.
The bank's money. Okay? It now becomes the bank's money. Whether it's a 401k, an IRA, a mutual fund, cash, it doesn't matter. When you give the bank your money, that now becomes their money. Okay? The rule changed in 2014, right? Which means that our tax dollars, okay, are still paying for this company that serves no purpose. What is that company called? FDIC. Okay, what does the FDIC do? It ensures what? Deposits. Well, friends and family, there has not been a single deposit made worldwide since November 16th, 2014. If you don't believe me, test me. I have the rule. I've shown Delitha, I've shown that Isaac, I've shown you the rule, okay?
Yeah,
that rule exists, okay? But guess what? The IUL, that rule can't touch the IUL. Because the IUL is not, here's what the IUL is not, and you're gonna be shocked when I say it, okay? The IUL is not an insurance policy. The IUL is not a bank account, okay? But the IUL is an insurance policy, and it is a what? Bank account.
A bank account.
Okay? Now, what makes it, exactly, what makes it a insurance policy sometimes, a bank sometimes? Simple, the rules.
The rule.
The rules, okay? So if you put your money in an IUL, there is not a single soul on earth that can tell you that you can't get it. But put your money in a 401k, put it in an IRA, put it in a mutual fund, put it in a bank.
Uncle Sam wants his cut.
They're gonna tell you, hey, you can't get the money today. All because of that rule that came out in 2014, okay? When Obama was president. So these are all the things that, guys, you come to us, okay? I'm like overflowing with information, Okay. And one thing I will not do is I will not chase your ass. I won't. I won't. I've told people on this call what I'm saying now. Okay. I've told people on this call. I won't call you out. All right. There's one guy I called, said, look, bruh, you have a whole life policy. You got to change that. Let me help you. Okay. Dude's on the call right now. He ain't called me since. He ain't called me since. Bruh, ain't no shame. Reach out to me. Okay. I called you about 6 months ago about your damn, your policy. You gotta change it.
For you, not for them,
Yeah.
but for him, not for
you.
you.
And you're on the call right now. What for? Just get off the damn call. You ain't doing shit. Get off the damn call. Get off the call. You ain't doing shit with information. Get off.
Let me
That's how real I am.
let me talk about, what you're doing right now, brother, is getting very specific,
Very specific.
on a personal level, which is good. I don't have any trouble with that. But I want to talk about how that looks locally for us, not locally, globally for us. So I know, this WSB community, in particular in Gwinnett County, where Delitha and I and Tanisha and all of us live, that WSB community has been primarily Asian. And these Asian people have put these principles to use. Now, I don't have any trouble with anybody putting these principles to use. I just want to make a point. My wife's juice bar, I'm going to do a shameless plug for Sage Juice Bar, 3255 Pleasant Hill Road in Duluth, Georgia. It's on this street where a lot of people, or a lot of these Asian businesses are, okay? These businesses were all on Pleasant Hill Road. These businesses were all previously white-owned businesses, like a Kroger, a UPS store. All of these chain stores, all of these businesses were there. They went out of business. I watched these people from the WSB community basically pool their resources together, use these insurance products that we're talking about today. And in 20 years, that's how long I've been in Gwinnett. In 20 years, they changed that whole strip from being predominantly Caucasian businesses or corporate strip malls to being all Asian. One of our Asian customers came in and told us, we were talking about voting. This was back when Trump was running for office. They said, why do I need to vote? We were like, well, so you can change your reality, so and so and so. She was like, we own businesses. We own everything we do. We are unified. We have everything that we want in our community.
Oh my God.
We give,
Oh
she
my
said,
God.
we give out loans. She like, literally, we got our own bank. It's 2 banks. If y'all know what about Gwinnett County, Pleasant Hill and God dang it, Pleasant Hill and Satellite. They got 2 banks on that corner, and there's some other banks elsewhere. But they've just pooled their resources together. Do you know how much it costs to open up a bank? $3 million.
Yep. Ask me. I know.
Let me give you an example of something. So I'm a Muslim. Right after the Million Man March, this brother in New York City, a Christian brother, came to the Million Man March. He was inspired, and he said, "I want to open up a bank." He said, "First of all, what I want to do," he found out that all the churches in New York City, all the Black churches in New York City, they deposit this was in 95, $21 million every Monday into a bank. So his goal was to set up so that everybody goes to one particular bank. And because that $21 million is coming through, they'd be able to get loans and houses and all of those types of things for their members. Then he changed his mind and said, you know what, never mind. Black people, a banker's only $3 million to open up. We got $21 million right here. We can open up our own thing to take care of all of our members here. Guess what stopped it from opening up? Deacon so-and-so wanted to be on the board and he opposed to that deacon over there. Reverend so-and-so don't like this brother. So I'm a Muslim. I was gonna put my money in their bank. so that I could participate in the unity that they were practicing in. I was gonna have a New York bank account when I was living in Florida. When I heard about that, I was geeked. I was super excited, but everybody couldn't get together, and guess who suffered? The parishioners suffered. They couldn't, now they gotta go back to Bank of America to get a loan. Now they gotta go back to Chase to get a house or open up a business. Now they got to go back to their oppressors with their hand out when they could have gone to their brother and got the money that way. That's the mindset that I'm talking about, Trevor, that we've got to get through.
Yes,
That we've got to, don't just listen to Trevor's talking good. Trevor's giving me some good information. What you about to do? Nothing. That's bullshit. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, but that's bull.
Exactly. Dude, let me tell you something. The bank I owned in California, okay, it was 5 partners, right? Me, the only black person, okay, and the other 4 were Indian, okay, Indian. Them dudes schooled me so hard, okay, right? Let me tell you something. They yeah, another story, okay. But those Indians, let me tell you something. They bought that bag, okay. They bought that bag, okay. There ain't nothing else they care about but that damn money, all right. But they know more about money than they taught me a lot, okay. And one person, when I opened my bank up, one person came to my one of my events in a few years after that, and he was a football player, okay. And I told him the concept of opening up a bank, okay. And guess what? The dude actually did it, okay, and asked me to be on his board. I couldn't, okay. Guess the dude's name? Dale Green.
The quarterback?
Yes, Dale Green owns his own damn bank. Why? Because the shit that I taught him.
Wow.
That's what's up. Look at you.
He's still a Redskin. I don't like him.
He's
But
still-
other
yeah,
than that,
yeah.
other than that, though, he's
I
a
can
good brother.
prove it. I can prove
to him,
it.
Trevor.
It is
Prove it
so,
to him.
it is so simple to open your own bank. The mind will repel it. Okay, here is stupidity. Stupidity is taking a simple concept, right, and making it complex. Genius, okay, is taking a complex problem and making it simple. Okay, money cannot be complex. Why? It's 1 plus whatever. It's simple. But the powers that be make it what? Complex. Why? By keeping your paradigm down here. Money is simple. Okay? Numbers is the most simplest thing on the earth. Think about that, guys. If I asked you, what's 2 plus 5? What's the answer?
7.
7. 7. Okay? But if I asked you, how do you create a piece of plastic? Everything else is complex, but numbers is not. Okay? So what does that mean? Your finances can also be what? Simple.
Simple.
Okay? Come to me, come to Isaac, come to Patrick, come to Marcus, okay? And allow us to make this complex thing simple for you. Because we know the rules. We know the rules. And once you find out, you're gonna cry, right? Because the tears you shed will be tears of, oh my God, I can't believe I wasted so much time not learning this simple concept of things. Okay? If you're observant, the wealthy, they do not do anything, okay, unless they know the what about it, the rules. You know, here's how important the rules are. Okay, how many of you guys remember that in that the finals game between the Cavs and the Warriors, when the Cavs won their first championship, right? When did the Cavs win that championship? Okay, it wasn't game 6. It was game 5, right? Exactly. Edward knows because what happened in the last 2 minutes of the game. Okay, the Cavs were down by a few points. All right, and everybody in the whole country knew if the dude missed the rebound, and if a Cav player gets the rebound, go up strong, you're going to get fouled, right? Exactly. What happened? J.R. Smith got the rebound, and what did he do? Okay, he ran around the damn court, right? Showing off his what? Talent. Because let me tell you some guys, we are all playing a game, okay? Okay? And here's what is required to play the game. Skill set and enthusiasm, okay? Most people, talent and enthusiasm, okay? Most people use money as their talent, all right? And that creates the enthusiasm. As long as they got money, they can throw at it, okay? I'm enthused about whatever. But as soon as that money runs out, what now follows? The enthusiasm, okay? So talent and enthusiasm only allows you to play the game. But what allows you to win the game? Rules, okay? In the final 2 minutes of that game, it didn't matter how much talent J.R. Smith had dribbling the ball, okay? It was simple. Get the rebound, go up strong, get fouled, make one of two, and you got it.
Now, before we end the call today, I want to make sure that we give, if anybody had any questions or wanted to mention anything before we shut down
Don't yell
today.
at me.
Anybody had anything that they wanted to say? No comments. Come on, Edward. I see you, brother.
No, man, I just enjoy being a fly on the wall for these things, man. Trevor, Isaac, Patrick, and Marcus, you guys are incredible. It is just a privilege to be associated with guys like yourself. But man, Trevor dropped some knowledge on me tonight, and I've been sitting in these classes for over a year, and now I need to get your phone number and talk about my credit card situation. But
thank you, Edward.
I'm gonna do that. But one thing I will say, this campaign definitely created a paradigm shift for me. I came to this campaign 28, and I had life insurance, but it wasn't much. I was paying $100 a month for a variable plan that only covered me for $66,000 because I didn't understand the rules. And I sat in our workshop too on building a strong financial foundation and proper protection. And I learned about the IUL. And I went to my trainer and asked her how much that would cost me. And she ran me a price, right? And she was like, you could, for what you're paying $100 for $66,000, say put $20 more away. You can have $250,000 in permanent coverage in an account that will never lose money. I said, what? I would have been a fool if I would have, I said, please take my money now. Where do I sign? Do I need to cut my hand open and sign this contract in blood? Like, can I do this immediately? Right. Because the knowledge that I learned, knowing the rules, learning that I could do something different and being able to act upon it. I've never been one to be like stuck in the ways that I've learned as a child. You have to be able to challenge what you have learned, challenge what you're thinking, and be able to, understand good information. You don't have to believe everything that comes out of Trevor's mouth, but go prove it. Prove that if you can prove that the Negro is lying, then hey, but more than likely you can't.
Right. They can't. But look, the more I encourage everybody to go challenge Trevor. Yes. And challenge us, because you're not going to prove him wrong, but do your best to prove him wrong. And in that way, you'll get the education. That's the number one way to do it. Go right on out there and try to prove him wrong. And then once you go like, oh, I was able to find this out. Let me give you, so for everybody that wants to get in contact with us, we have an email that's going to be changing. I should be doing the Fathers and Finance email, but I'm finishing the website up, so I don't have that up just yet. But in the meantime, you can reach us at wearephoenix2017.com. And Phoenix, so it's WEARE. We're spelling Phoenix, FENIX 2017 at gmail.com. Again, we are Phoenix at 2017. I think Angela just put it in the
Yeah, she did.
email address.
Yeah.
If you wanted to reach out to us, my phone number, well, let me not do that. I guess I shouldn't do that with us going live or what have you. But you can reach me on OC in Atlanta on Instagram. You can certainly DM me there, OC in Atlanta. Oh, and I let me make sure I put down here, OC in Atlanta. I'm putting all of our contact information. That's my OC in Atlanta. If you're looking in the chat, that's my, and it's not IN, it's just OC, the letter N, Atlanta. That's my Instagram handle. So certainly hit me up there. Patrick, what's yours? Marcus and Trevor, what's yours?
You can reach me either on Instagram. I'm at crazyhorse550, or if you want to email me, it's very, very simple. Trevor Evans at trevorevans.com.
All right, Patrick.
On IG, my name is Patrick Graves 4325, and my email is patrickgraves447@gmail.com.
All right.
And I don't be on IG like that or Twitter. So Facebook, my name, Marcus Hunt, and my email is marcusmhunt91@gmail.com.
All right. So I want to make sure, I also want to mention, we also talked about these free classes. You certainly got our information. If you go to Fathers&Finances on YouTube, and if you didn't hear all of our information, get with us about how to attend the free classes. Make sure that you get with us. We have free classes every day. If you're interested in becoming a campaigner, meaning you get a chance to do what we do and educate others and go out into the community and get on this financial education campaign, get with us so that you can learn this. Listen, we got people, this is no lie, y'all bear me witness. We got people doing this part-time, doing 20K a month. Am I lying?
Nope,
No, sir. No,
I'm
sir.
talking part-time. They got a regular job
Yeah.
doing this part-time.
Full-time job.
Right. They got a regular full-time job and they doing this part-time.
Awesome.
It's all about your connections
Yeah.
and how you are.
If you're on this call, reach out to one of us,
It's a
myself,
call.
Marcus, and just to find out about these free classes, guys, because it
for
begins
sure.
there. If you don't begin to shift that paradigm, nothing can help you. All right, but
At all.
we give out free classes on this
Free.
stuff. Free.
That's crazy. Free.
How to build assets, how to reduce debt,
Free.
just everything, brother. Everything.
Yeah, don't get no better.
That's
Don't
right.
get no better.
So did anybody have anything else before we close out?
Before we conclude, I would like to also say that we have a phenomenal humongous event at the end of the month that you do not want to miss, called Launch 21.
That's right. Yes, Patrick. That's right.
It's going to be happening over Zoom, but if you want your life to change, then it's an event that you don't want to miss.
Do not want to miss it.
You do not want to miss it. You want to bring your friends to come and see with you to change that paradigm.
How do they register?
I have a link right here I can put in, or you can reach out to the person that invited you here and they can direct you to the link that will be able to register. It is a free event for guests, but if you want the full, it's going to be $10.
Yeah.
You want the full, but the free is going to be, the free is going to still put you like years ahead of where you used to be.
Yeah.
For sure.
The free is Isaac. The fool is me.
I was just about to say that before my brother clowned me out here. So listen.
Oh man.
The $10. Trevor pays. Trevor charges people $5,000 information. We're talking about $10 on here. So I want you to put that in perspective. $5,000 or $10 to get the information. So it's all good. So I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you all. And is that it for everybody?
Yes, I did have a question, but I had to code next weekend. So my bad, Keisha. I'm sorry, okay? But next week we're gonna be just as powerful as this, okay? And we want to start this year off, guys, by shifting our paradigm, okay? And it all begin with those free classes. So please, if you're on this call, either in Facebook, guys, I don't know where else you're gonna get free information financially on that can affect your life immediately than here. So jump on this bandwagon, get in touch, because I'm on a movement. We're all on a movement, and it's gonna happen with or without you. So
So the website is World System Builder, worldsystembuilder.com/WS-US. But this is for the YouTube people. This is for the live that cannot read the chat. So for everybody that's not on the live call, for everybody that's on Facebook Live or YouTube, www.worldsystembuilder.com/WS. I'm sorry, / Thank you. So www.worldsystembuilder.com/WS-US. So I just want to make sure everybody that's on live, that's not on the chat, saw that information.
And again, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you learned some stuff this week. And I'm sure next week we'll bring some more to you, and we'll probably go into more detail, because a lot of people are asking me about this mortgage stuff now. Now you want to know about the mortgage stuff, right? Okay, I can tell you about it. But yes, next weekend or next Tuesday we'll be on here again. Don't know our topic, but you definitely want to be on to catch it. So guys, thank you very much. Patrick, you look good. Marcus, you look even better. And Isaac, you're a stand-up boy. You're a stand-up boy.
Right.
Guys, thank you for
the road tonight, man.
Take us out when you want.